Good morning, everybody. Hopefully, everybody's having a great day. So, as the title says, 1 hour Q&A with me. So, if you guys have any questions, any concerns about what's going on with me, the aquarium, stuff like that, please ask away. I'm donating an hour right now. I got a lot of stuff to do, but I definitely want to give you guys the opportunity to ask any questions. Thanks again for the last video I put out. I, you guys gave me tons of ideas on what. To be honest, though, I'm still everything that everybody asked is awesome, but our gave me ideas for, should I say, is very awesome. But I'm really finding a difficult time. I might have to do things that I really don't want, but we're not going to get into that as much. But there are going to be some changes for me also when it comes to the YouTube side of things and stuff like that. I get tons of emails and stuff like that. So I will be at some point doing a Patreon. I know a lot of people said, Rico, do a Patreon. So I think I will do that. I just don't know how I should set it up. So once again, I think I'll put out a video on that. Or should I ask you guys a Q&A question, and let you guys answer for me? Should I do that? First off, should I do a Patreon? I guess is my thing. Um, you did not miss anything. And hello to everyone. Please, hey, what's up? I appreciate you taking the time to email me and to draw me. I think it was you. Me and my wife was just going over emails because she does a lot of the emails. Um, and checks all that stuff, and I just get so frustrated with texting and emails and stuff, so she pretty much handles all that. But yeah, appreciate those that taking out the time that actually drawing up stuff that I could possibly do far as getting flow and not having magnets stuck to the outside of my viewing panels to my glass. So a lot of you guys are saying yes. One person said, what's Patreon? So yeah, do Patreon. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about doing. I'm also trying to figure out, different tiers. I'm definitely thinking about let me know because the wife and me been just got off the phone with her trying to discuss that while she's on her way to school. Probably maybe once a week or once a month, private live streams, um, on Patreon. Second off, giving those that want my personal uninvited attention one-on-one hangouts where you are going to be able to walk me around your system. If you have problems and stuff like that for certain price, we can do that and we can do it together live one-on-one on Hangouts. It's a go for Patreon, Simply Reefing. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. So I'm actually, a lot of people say do it, Rico, and I'm just like, whatever. I don't move too fast at all, but yeah, so stuff like that I'm thinking about incorporating, or just for those, maybe like badges and stuff, or just anybody on, on a $5 scale or something that just want to support there, and also stuff like that. And there'll be, perks and stuff there as well. It's just me trying to figure out what I can physically do and help. And my biggest help right now to the community and the reasons why I'm even on YouTube is just my knowledge, my time of being in the hobby, and me trying to help others get better at reefing. you know, because this is my hobby. This is my passion. I've been doing it a long time. And I also, you know, there's a lot of stuff that I know a lot of people say, you know, I want you to have a Patreon. I'd rather be on, you know, whatever. Not that I'm not going to support you and the content that you're putting out, like here, but we'd like to do that there. So, because of all that, um, that's my direction I'm thinking about going. So, I think we're going to make this happen as soon as possible. Me and the wife are going to sit down and kind of go through all the workings of that. But I think first off, let me know, should I make a video explaining what I'm explaining now? Because I know a lot of people probably aren't here or not going to see uh, this live stream. So should I make a video pretty much saying what I'm saying now, and allow you guys to give me some ideas on how the platform should work, you know, different tiers, or what would you like to see there as far as that's concerned. So also, all right, so there are also some nozzles that sweet yes to the video. Okay, thanks, Chris. Make the video. Good morning to all. Good morning, everyone. I hope everybody's having a great day. I'm actually waiting to go to what is it called? The organic store. For myself, the pain has been so miserable for me. Um, I am prescribed pain medication. I'm not a big fan of taking any kind of medication. I very seldom even take Tylenol for a headache, or Excedrin, should I say. I'm not a fan of putting anything in my body. I feel like things can harm you and create even worse situations. So, um, but I'm trying to go to this organic store and pick up some stuff today to see if I can, you know, help with my back situation. And maybe I should just show you guys the MRIs or whatever thing. It's not good. It's not pretty on my back, but been going through a lot, and it's really hindering me in my movement and getting things done and a timely manner. Plus, also, you know, trying to service some accounts that I have um, just for extra funds, as you know, as well. You know, a lot of people don't know exactly what I do or whatever on the side as well, but it's no different than being on a road, being on a you know, zero turns and stuff like that, and being jarred around. Really, CBD helps. That is what I'm waiting on. The organic store is supposed to have their shipment today. I will be trying that. I've had tons of you guys and other people told me to give that a shot. And once again, I'm always nervous about putting anything in my body, but it's supposed to be the organic stores, 100% organic. My wife just left there before she head up to school and asked a million and one questions, because obviously she's in school for nursing, and made sure that everything there is 100% organic. And yeah, so it's bad, guys. The trying to get sleep. I'm not sleeping well. I'm becoming very, very more irritable. Not that this is supposed to be about me, guys. Here, it's supposed to be for you guys to be asking me questions. So feel free to ask. Just thought I'll throw this out, that becoming very irritable, and you know, because of no sleep, and very snappy. That's not cool. I have you know, a family, wife, kids, and I don't need to be walking around my household being irritable and snappy over every little thing, because I'm in so much pain and I'm not getting sleep. So I want to try to do whatever it is that I can to try to help minimize and allow the pain, and allow me to whatever. I don't want to take the pain medication that I'm provided, because once again, I have a family That stuff has ruined families, caused, bad situation. People become addicted to things. I don't have an addictive personality per se, even though I've been doing reefing for over 20 years. Um, but yeah, I just don't. And it's hard stuff. Certain things are hard for the kidneys. So uh, that's pretty much with me. But these are some of the things that I wanted to bring out to you guys, see your guys' opinions, your guys' thoughts. Um, it's pain, the whole 9 yards. Okay, so L5S1 and L3-4. So L3-4 is a bulged disc, herniated disc, and L5S1 is a collapsed disc. A ruptured disc is what they call it. So the gooey substance that keeps you spongy back there, like a shock, is the substance oozes, and it's on my spinal cord. So it caused my hips and things to do certain things, and it's very hard sometimes to get up from a sitting position to stand up without me arched and try to walk it out until I can stand up straight, stuff like that. So it's really hard for me to. I've always been a very strong person. I've always been able to move, tons of weights, stuff like that. And now I almost feel like a big child. It's hard for me to do certain tasks. It is what it is. It's part of life. It's life that threw me a curveball, and it's up to me to figure it out and get through it, and just pray about it basically, and leave it to the man upstairs for whatever journey he's going to send me down. Whether it's surgery, whether it's a wheelchair later on in life, I don't know. All I can do is just worry about what's going on now, how I'm feeling, and what can I do to correct or help me through the day just to get through the day. So not too much is going to keep me down. I can't walk around mad all the time. If I was mad all the time, I wouldn't feel any of it. Trust and believe. But I can't walk around being mad all the time. And once again, hello to everyone. Social media, thank you again. OG, you're awesome. I appreciate all the love and support you definitely give me and help me, and the rest of you as well. So yeah, Eddie, I won't do surgery, man. Unless it comes to the point where I have no choice. I don't hear anything good about it. And one doctor did tell me to my face that yes, we can do surgery, but we'll put a zipper back there. Meaning basically they'll probably more than likely have to go back in at some point. I do probably think at this point in life, I probably should really be more concerned on getting some weight off of me. Um, I haven't walked around like this long. Ever since I got out of the gym, I had this shoulder surgery. I had been cut here, had this fixed, this shoulder fixed, knees fixed, surgery, and now the back is whatever. It'd probably be in my best interest to really to more focus on cutting some more weight. To be honest, it's probably not helping me that I have put a nice teddy bear in the front of me. It probably is not helping my spine. It's probably actually doing more harm too as we speak, because when you do have a extra package in the front, it's like a woman. It pulls your back out of alignment. Also, on top of whatever injury you have, I'm very comfortable in my own skin. I know what I used to look like. I know things happen. We grow, get older. Things happen. Cause you to, fill out in some places. But I'm very comfortable and happy for, who I am. And don't like it, don't look. I've always been that type of person. Even at my biggest, you got people that don't like it. They don't like seeing veins coming out of people. They don't like it's over the top. Um, A lot of women even don't. They do for, you know, for a party or something like that if you're into that stuff. But other than that, they prefer dad bods. But we won't get into all that. Let's get into some questions and answers. Hey, Jerry, how's it going? CBD, I have to look at that for my back pain. I hope you get. Yeah, thanks, Jerry. Yeah, that's what a lot of people are telling me is the CBD, but we'll see. Uh, any amount of weight loss will help with the back problems. Yeah. So I may or may not look like it, but I'm still, I fluctuate about 250 to 265 um, is around my weight at like 5'9". So at my biggest with no teddy bear in the front, I was 295 pounds when I was in the gym. So yeah. Well, at this time, since I'm obviously not in the gym, really, you know, I go here and there and toy around with things, but every time I do, I feel certain issues, you know, in my shoulders. And like I got great movement, I got whatever, but sometimes I think I get inflammation. And I think it's just age catching up. I think it's arthritis in some of the areas, inflammation and stuff like that. And it really doesn't feel good. And because it doesn't feel good, I really don't go to the gym. Um, I have those moments that I want to get back in there. I want to, you know, be ripped again and do all this other stuff as if I'm, you know, 16 in my early 20s and, you know, wrestling days and all that. But the reality is sometimes you just gotta listen to your body. Your mind says you can be whatever you want to be. You can move a whole house off a foundation. That's what my mind says. But my body's telling me, look, dude, I don't care what this is saying up here. You know, I'm going to make you feel it every time you want to get out the pocket and try to be as if you're 20 again. So mentally, I'm in my 20s. Body wise, my body's saying otherwise. So I'm tired of hurting myself. I'm tired of whatever. So if I'm not going to be in the gym, you know, you lose it, you use it or lose it. And right now I'm at the point where um, I'm just really, really contemplating on really just shrinking. And when I mean shrinking is trying to get down to about 185 pounds or 190. I'll probably look like a crackhead at that weight, but for my height, you know, statistically, I should be around there. Even if I could get down to 210, I'll be fine with that. But so we'll see about that. Once again, I apologize. This is not really supposed to be about me. This is supposed to be if you guys have questions, and I do not know how this came about. What's up, Reef dudes? Good morning, man. Good morning. Good morning. And good morning to everyone that's in here. Appreciate all the love and support you guys are giving. Um, yeah, I'll probably will be feeling a lot better. I used to be 243 and lost 50 pounds and gained 10. So I'm right at 200. It's not age. It could be MSG in your food. Um, yeah, well, being at my biggest, I do know how to eat. I used to weigh out all my food, and all my food was prepared for a week when I was in my prime. And everything is weighed out, depending on where I'm at. If I'm cycling, what cycling on something, off something, proteins and creatines and all that. That was another thing from the last surgery. Proteins and creatines, the proteins are actually the pure proteins was actually shutting down my kidneys. So my kidneys before surgery, they did a lot of blood work and found out that if I didn't stop, that I probably was going to have a problem with my kidneys. So I had to go after stopping for a while and had to go get blood work done to make sure my kidneys, the levels or what they were looking for was actually back to normal. But I was actually at this point hurting my kidneys as well from so much proteins and stuff, just to, no neck person. But it is what it is. SC Reefer, you're disgusting. Anyway, 280, just started CrossFit. So that's another thing, just trying to do things without irritating the back. It is what it is. How long are you going to cycle the new tank? Eddie, good question. I don't know until I feel comfortable, I think, with what I'm seeing. That's kind of where I'm at. I don't know. I'll do some testing and stuff like that as well. Murphy, hello. What is going on? Appreciate you dropping in. Hopefully you have a good day at work, my man. That's my boy right there, Murphy's Aquatics. Good friend. What's up, Kenzie? How's it going? A little bit of the Reef. What is up? How's it going? What's up, Blue Carbon? And anybody else that I've missed. Hello, Smokey's Reef. All you guys are greatly appreciated. Honestly, if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be doing none of this, to be honest. But sharing is caring, and trying to pay it forward is all I really, truly want to do. So hopefully you guys have been enjoying the content. It's not over the top as far as editing. It is what it is. But you guys seem to be really enjoying it, and that's all that matters to me. So the escape is still looking the same, a little bit of the Reef. I haven't done anything. I have not climbed in there just because I'm not feeling, my back is just not cooperating. I do one thing a day, it seems like, and then it's just irritated. By the time it's time for me to go take care of a client, a couple clients, I did that like yesterday. I thought about going live, and I was like, you know what, let me go take care of some clients. I came home pretty much in tears, and that was that. Shower, and yeah, been in the bed ever since. So any outcomes for flow yet? To be honest, no. I think a lot of people have gave me tremendous amount of ideas. One I really liked is getting flow pipes or high nay flow pump inside. Thanks, Murphy. Appreciate that, man. Thank you for that super chat, bud. The one thing is getting a pump inside the aquarium and running PVC plumbing all through, and then covering up with sand, and having, outlets and covering those up with rocks and stuff like that. I do like that, but I also feel like I will have to make the sand bed a little, thicker. I'm not really keen on that. Stuff like that when it comes to, whatever. Also, hiding a pump, and then if the pump needs cleaned, or, it goes bad, trying to move rock work. So for me, that's not going to be I don't feel like I'm going to be able to use that. I think it's great, for that. I think that would be great if the bottom of the tank was all drilled, and, you could do it from underneath. I think that would definitely work better, a bunch of holes underneath. But to have the pump in there and whatever, not so much. So I don't want to have a bunch of PVC, just whatever. I think it's great, though. I think it's a great concept. I think it definitely would do what it needed to do, but it wouldn't be for me. Thank you, Daily Reefing. Got to do that internal closed loop, man. Only way to go. Yeah. I feel you. Daily Reefing. I truly do. But I really want a clean look with this system. I really want it as clean as possible. I want to really get a lot of bang and flow um, but without a bunch of stuff that's going to be a possible eyesore. That is the problem. This is I really want to do this. Um, I want to blow this tank out of the ballpark. Okay, this is my first custom tank. Let's keep in mind I've had plenty of big tanks. This is my first custom tank. This is my first peninsula tank. So, you know, because of all this is my first, I want to make sure that everything that I do, I'm going to be 110% satisfied at the end. And I'm going to have that wow factor, you know, that wow factor. Booyah, Peninsula Club. That's right, Reef Dudes. You know, that wow factor. I mean, it's just going to showcase corals, not wires, not pumps just in the way of obstructing a view or something. I really want it sleek, clean, just amazing tank. So everything that I do on this tank, I'm not rushing. I'll be honest with you. There is not. I'm not going to rush one single thing. I really want to sleep on it, think about it, sleep on it, think about it. Really, you know, put things in perspective. See what I can do and how can I eliminate things that is necessary to get such water movement when it comes to an SPS dominant reef tank. And just so people know, just because I say SPS dominant reef tank, that doesn't mean that there's just SPS. There's going to be tons of other corals in this system, but things are going to be done on a very slow level. First off, just because this is also my first time using dry rock. Okay, now a little bit of a, should I say it? Okay, so a little bit of what I've seen in my wife's tank. Okay, now she's done fell asleep with the light on. She's done did all kinds of stuff because it's not on a timer. She's got whatever light that came with the Aquatop 40 all-in-one, right? Aquatop all-in-one. So the rock that's in there is the same rock that I got in this tank. That rock is still looking good. Now, she did take a piece of my rock out of my sump that I had, and we busted it up and put some in the back. But that rock is doing good. There's no fish or anything. It's just been water, rock, and light, and that's it. No algae, no nothing. Haven't even tested that tank. Don't know what's going on in that tank. Now, she's been a little slow, obviously, on trying to get out videos, but you got to keep in mind she is in school. She's studying her butt off to get, you know, for nursing school. So we got to kind of take it easy on her about getting videos out. She getting a little frustrated, like I'm trying, but I gotta study, and I'm like, you know, whatever. Because I've been kind of, you know, pushing her. It's like, you know, people want to see an update, so I really gotta step back and understand that, you know what her schooling is more important. And whenever she get a video out, she just gets a video out. I'm not gonna, you know, hound on her and tease her or pull, you know, because I can tell, you know, I'm joking, but I can see like she's getting a little irritated. But and we don't want that. We don't want her where she just throws her hands up and be like, I'm done. I don't want nothing else to do with this. So we want to keep her making content, but let her make her content on her own time. So, but her rock's looking good. You know, her rock's looking good. I don't see any algae popping up or anything. So that says a lot. That means a lot about this rock. Like I said, this is my first time going dry, using dry rock. And I really want to take my time with adding SPS. No, it's not going to be 2 years for me, Reef 503, before I add SPS. I will be adding SPS as soon as I feel like I can. And I will put in some non high-end pieces in there and see what happens. And then I will go from there, basically using it to test the waters and see how things go. If things go great, so be it. But yeah, I don't want to basically, you know, just rush it and then not be pleased. This is a huge tank to not be pleased, you know. So thanks, Chris. Um, I want it to look good. So whatever it takes for me to, uh, figure out this pumping system and stuff like that, so be it. Slow and steady, do it right. Exactly. You know, and I have no choice but make this one out of the ballpark. I got to hit a home run, with this. So if I sat here and said, guys, yeah, I've been doing it for 20 plus years, yeah, whatever, I got, and not be nervous, I'll be lying because this is really out of my realm of doing things, just in the rock itself. I'm a true believer in biodiversity, and I will get that still because I am going to put 1% live, actual live rock in the sun. So we'll see how fast that can take off. We'll see if it's going to, because we're going to get some die off or, stuff like that. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I'm not going to say, whatever. I just need to see. I need to see how fast that it will take for corals to actually settle in when it comes to SPS, LPS, and softies and stuff like that. I'm not worried about those things. Not at all. Not at all. She's using RODI. So she put RODI in her system. So um, turn right side. Okay, the live rock will feed the dead rock very quickly. And that's pretty much what I'm hoping. I'm really hoping that will be the case. Um, I'm a firm believer, like I said, in a variety of biodiversity. And I think it just, not saying that it can't happen, it would tanks just all dry rock. It's very slow and long process. And it does take a long process when you're starting from nothing. And the thing is, how do you get something for nothing? You have to somehow introduce it into the system. You can do strictly dry rock and you never get any, sponges or anything. I don't feel like any of that. You can't get something from nothing. You have to add those spores, that bacteria, the different biodiversity of these things, organisms, to start life again, in a system that is completely dry. So um, just understanding that we'll have to I'm going to be taking my time, so I don't want people to think, well, why is it taking so long? Why is Rico dragging us out? It's not that I'm dragging it out. I'm dragging it out, if anything, for my own benefit. You don't want to rush something that, especially if this is out of my element of reefing. I feel like I could do whatever when it comes to salts. Salt is salt. Um, but when it comes to the dry rock versus live rock thing, I'm not saying that it can't be done, because I know it can be done. It's just going to take a lot more time and everything else. And, people's reasons for doing this way is because of pests. And I understand that on a smaller scale. On a larger scale, you can put everything eats everything. It's survival of the fittest. There's tons of things you can do on a larger scale and get away with. But on a smaller scale, you can't. So I totally understand that. DC Reefer, I believe live rock also with a mix of dry. There you go. I have all types of life on the rock, on the dry rock. I added to my big tank in March. Yeah, there you go. Um, Mix in some of your old rock and a bunch of bottle bacteria. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to put in bottle bacteria, to be honest. I think I'm going to just keep it with the bacteria. Take your time, Rico. We'll be here. Thanks, Jerry. I think I'm just going to, I don't think I'm going to use any kind of, I don't know. I really wasn't planning on using any kind of bottle bacteria. If anything, I want the bacteria, the stuff that's all the nasties and whatever that other people don't want or think they don't want. I want to use that as my actual, far as bacterias and stuff, you know, even like having two pieces of rock, one that I'm letting die on purpose, and then the other live rock, put it in and let this die just a little bit on purpose, and then throw that in and use that as a fueling and feeding frenzy, and get things rolling. Basically, just my way of thinking on things and trying to keep things as much as natural as possible, with very minimalistic things. I'm not a person that really enjoys putting a bunch of whatever, something that you read on the bottom end. There's certain things that I use that I do believe in because I've used them, like fuel and stuff like that. But when it comes to feeding, the animals in the tank. But I don't know. There's so much. Like I said, I'm really going to take my time. This is not an overnight success story. This is not overnight, oh my God, here it is. It took 3 years for my other system that you guys seen, that you guys got about 2 years on YouTube with. Um, it took 3 years to get there. These tanks, people need to understand. And if anybody's listening that's really thinking about getting into the hobby, understand that what you see on YouTube and you see big beautiful tanks, they didn't get that way overnight. Okay. It takes time. It takes a lot of patience. And really, saltwater aquarium is it's a hobby, reef aquariums, whatever you want to call it. But it's like it's a hobby, but it's supposed to be a relaxing hobby. It's for you to sit back and enjoy nature in your own home and just relax. I find myself when I'm down here sitting back in the day when I was, on YouTube, doing overnight marathon live streams, that I would just kick back. I talk to people. I wasn't staring at the TV. I was always just staring at my tank, seeing new things that just popped up. That's new. Where did you come from? Or this or that. So just watching it grow and into what it was before we tore it down to do this system. That's where it's at. Just understanding that it's a hobby, but it's a hobby for you to enjoy, not to, get frustrated. You just need to relax, and that's, I'm going to just keep doing me. I've been in the hobby long enough to understand that. Just relax, take your time and whatever. I normally can set up a system, boom, put corals in right away, but I'm also using live rock. This situation is different because I want to be more on your guys' level with today's method of using dry rock and stuff like that. So 99.9% of the rock will be dry. 1% will be a piece of live rock. That doesn't mean that I have the upper hand on anybody. It just means it's still going to take time. It's going to take time for those things to populate, to generate, to, it won't be overnight. I won't be able to, do certain things overnight. So we will see. You can get away with some things, but we're not going to get into that because then that's going to confuse a lot of people. Because, a lot of people believe all of what they read, versus believing all of what they see, the little what they read and hear. Um, because I've always said that, you can read whatever, you can go on any forum and do whatever you want. And not knocking forums, it's just that people don't realize it's still other people's opinions. When it comes to this hobby, I don't care if it's a book. I don't care if you got, unless it's a book like this, Jake Adams from Reef Builders, unless it's this and, pictures of wrasses and stuff like that. I had to have this book anyway. The wrasses, it's awesome. But, unless it's like that, you can visually see and stuff. But when it comes to this hobby and you're looking for information and, what do we do? Back in the day, there was no YouTube and stuff like that. You had to get on the forum. If there was actually, books magazines that was coming out, but it was like one a month. It wasn't a whole bunch back then. I forget the name of it. And everybody was waiting to get to that book or that magazine. But, it was still other people's opinions. It wasn't actual facts. It's just opinions. Just like me sitting here right now, saying whatever it is that I want to say about reefing. Honestly, it's just my opinion. Should you believe everything I'm saying? No. But if I'm showing you and you physically can see what's going on and I'm saying it, then why wouldn't you believe it? Just saying. But yeah, I'm not rushing anything in this hobby. When it comes to this, I'm just going to enjoy what it is and allow you guys to go on this journey with me down this road and just watch it grow. As the years go by, just watch it grow and allow you guys to, see the good, the bad, the ugly that might happen. I mean, hopefully we don't get any bad, but you never know. Things happen. Stuff fails. Things happen. You never know. So just say, what do you do, Bergia, when they are gone? What do you do with Bergia? What? When they are gone. What do you mean? What do you do with them? They're gone. They're gone. Uh, yeah, I have a Majano one as well. Sell pass on to help others. Reefer. Sell pass on to other reefers. Sell Bergia or give them to another reefer. You said when they're gone, like as if they vanished. So maybe I'm not understanding that, uh, whatever. If you find them and you're done using them, then you need to get them out of your system and pass them on to somebody else to use them so they have some food once that page is gone. Um, so, but if they're gone, like you don't see them, I don't know what to tell you. I want a 240 tank. Where would buy one? Where would buy one? Okay, so if you want a large tank or any kind of tank, you need to go to your local LFS and have them, if you like them, see what they can do for you when it comes to buying a tank. A lot of companies don't deal with the public, they only deal with your LFS, and it's up to your LFS to sell you um, this tank that you want. So you need to check with the LFS and whatever. Unless you want an acrylic tank, then there's acrylic manufacturers. It might be in your area. You can, contact one of them and tell them how you want your 240 built, and they should do it for you. Hey Rico, what are your plans for fish in the tank? Plans for fish, uh, put as many fish that I can fit in the tank and be happy with. I really don't have, besides a couple key fish like a blue spotted jawfish and Achilles tang. Those are two that I definitely want for sure, along with the Atlantic blue tang. a pair of those, you know, and then whatever else. Haven't really given a whole lot of thought on that. Not too much thought, but enough. Every situation, ever have a situation where the nitrates were up 24 ppm, but the phosphates were 0, running an algae scrubber and have not been able to get the nitrates down by usual means. My SPS looks great. Okay, so that situation, let me tell you, if your system is looking great with 24 ppm or 50 ppm and of nitrates and undetectable, hey, at the end of the day, your system, here's where people get, I think, hurt people, or, you know, have people change something that don't really need to be changed. If your system is running like that and everything looks good, why change it? Oh, because it goes outside of what Joe Blow said. It goes outside of what I read on a Reef forum. It goes outside of what I read in the article. It goes outside of whatever it may be, right? It's not the norm. What is the norm? I mean, is our life norm? Is in our minds, this is normal. But what is the true meaning of normal? You know, it's like, you know, if your system's running great and everything looks great, I will bet you right now, I'm not changing anything. Why? Because that's living inside of a glass box. That is its home. I'm not its home. I'm just a caretaker. Okay. This is why what makes me different from a lot of other people in the hobby. And over time, I think you just learn this stuff the longer you're in the hobby. It's adapted to its environment. Just like if you go from California or Arizona to Alaska, oh, you will adapt, or you're going to check out and run back home. You need to let it be. You need to let it do what it's going to do. If it's looking good and it's fine there, leave it alone. Stop. Don't chase something that somebody else says, well, it needs to be here. Who says that it needs to be there? What's up, fan? These are kind of the conversations that a fan from Tidal Gardens here, that these are the conversations I like to have when things are ready for over there to set up and do, you know, a once a month show or whatever it is. Just us talking about these different topics and have, you know, two different opinions on it. Or maybe the same opinion, just it doesn't know. We don't know. We've both been in the hobby long enough that, you know, I'm here, he's here. Sometimes we're here. You know, it just depends on the certain situation. But at the end of the day, if your tank is saying I'm doing good, you physically see that it's fine at, you know, 24 ppm and everything's looking good and great color, leave it alone. You know, at the end of the day, just keep doing what you're doing. That was my dilemma, chasing numbers. Even though things look great, I am not going to touch it unless things start looking abnormal. Chris, that's the best thing that anybody can do in this hobby, is pay attention to your tank, let it talk to you. That's what I mean, let it talk to you. If it's fine and it's happy, you got all different corals from all, you know, in there, and they're all doing good, you're not losing anything, and they're all colorful and opened up, leave it alone. I cannot stress this enough, that you just leave it alone. Those things are living there. If their home is nice and they're happy and they're showing you that they're happy, don't chase numbers. Don't chase what people say you need to be, you know. And that's why I say that the one thing that kills me is when people ask me, Rico, what's your lighting schedule? Rico, what's your parameters? What's this? What's that? It's irrelevant, people. Don't ask anybody their parameters. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It's what does your system want to run at? What does your system like? You need to learn how to read your system. You need to do whatever your system is telling you it wants, it needs. You need to figure that out. I can't tell you. Fan can't tell you. I can't tell you. Joe Blow down the street can't tell you what you need because there's so much difference in these systems. That's why no two systems run the same. Different bioload, different, amount of rock or water volume, there's a number of different things that goes on in these systems that we can't give you an answer to it. We could try to help you and walk you through. And that goes back to why, please don't call. I'm not a master. There is no masters in this hobby. Okay. There is no masters. There's just advanced aquarists, but there is no masters. I don't care what anybody says. There isn't a master. We got unanswered things in this hobby. Nobody to this day can answer. So I'm just saying, I would not be in a huge hurry chasing numbers. Consistency gives your corals a much better chance to sustain a particular value. Also, you could always have a bad test kit. Fan just said it right there for you guys. That's what it is. You never know. And that's another thing that people, good point, Fan. Good point. This is why I want me and Fan to, good point. He hit a good point. Anybody in the comments want to comment what I think was a good point in his statement there? I'll tell you. The fact that he said test kit. So many people think that their test kit's good because they just bought it and it didn't go bad, or they just bought it and they believe whatever that test kit number is. That's why. You're right, Simply Reefing. There you go. So test kits, so many people believe in so much in their test kits. Not saying that these test kits are bad, but things happen. Things go bad. Things get contaminated and cause things to go bad. That's why it's good to have a multiple of test kits to kind of, what's important to you. To have two test kits to run to make sure they're within the levels that you want or you've been at. To something to compare one test kit against the next. Just saying, it's definitely a key thing to have, in this hobby, just to make sure you're getting what it says it is. I don't care if it's a refractometer. Get two different kinds of refractometers. Get two refractometers. Okay? Getting two refractometers, make sure that you're always cleaning and calibrating your refractometer. Don't just assume because you didn't drop it or anything that it doesn't go out of calibration. Consider that. Also, when you're testing things, when it comes to, salinity and stuff like that, make sure whatever test kit, make sure your whatchamacallit is, calibrated and also warmed up to the water's temperature. Make sure, temperature plays a big part, even when you're mixing salt. I don't think a lot of people understand that how important it is to make sure you're getting, when you're testing, say your salinity from the refractometer, to make sure that water is at a certain temperature, 78 or 77. Make sure you understand that temperature plays a big part on what readings you're going to get. Also, when you're calibrating your pH probe, it is a good idea to float the pH solution to the temperature of the tank. Okay, so if you got to I put the packs inside the tank and let them sit there and get up to temperature of what the tank is before I actually calibrate my pH probes. These are things that will help you tremendously to get even more of an accuracy on your readings when it comes to testing things. So keep those things in mind when it comes to all this stuff. So what else do we have here? Thank you guys. Thank you. I ran nanotanks for the past 10 years. None of them had a skimmer on it, yet my corals flourished. I just stuck with a consistent water change and feeding. Okay, and that's a great point. People say you need a protein skimmer. People say you don't. I think you benefit more, my personal opinion, by having a protein skimmer. But at the end of the day, is it necessary? Probably not if you can control what you're doing, meaning every time you walk by your tank, you're not throwing in food because your fish are sitting there greeting you to get food. If you're managing and understanding, how much food you're putting in, how much is going to rot, and that rottenness will help your tank by feeding other organisms in there, which is fine. As long as you understand that side of things, then I can see systems running for a long time without a protein skimmer. Okay. And everything that's being broken down, your corals are actually utilizing, because your corals need phosphates and nitrates. I don't care what anybody says. Your corals are actually utilizing that as fuel. So say all that waste is actually turning into aquavita fuel, for all I care, or whatever, or acropower, or whatever the case may be. They're utilizing it and absorbing it as well, and using it as fuel, to grow. So long as you understand that, but most of us don't, especially being new into the hobby. You just do all kinds of stuff, constantly have your hands in the tank, constantly meddling with things, instead of learning just to sit back and enjoy your painting that you just created, this nice painting on this very brand new canvas, and just relax and enjoy it, and watch it flourish, and grow. We don't, as for some reason, as humans, we can't just let things alone. We always have to try to improve or whatever. And there's nothing wrong with improving. So don't don't get on me for that. I'm just saying sometimes things are better left alone than constantly being touched and meddled with. You have to let things do what it's going to do. It's got to come into its own season, just like growing up. We go through different stages in life before we actually mature. Just because you turn 18, that doesn't mean you mature, and you're out paying your own bills or whatever. Not everybody. Some people, it's just like coral. Some grow faster than others. Some mature better than others, faster, or others, whatever. It just takes time. You can't force perfection. You just gotta let it do what it's going to do and run its course. I definitely agree. Protein skimmer is beneficial, especially for large tanks. Point is, as long as our tanks are stable and less fiddling changes, it should flourish. And I will have to agree with you on that. So, it is what it is. I mean, there's so many different situations for things. When it comes to this hobby, is how do advanced aquarists help others realize that beauty takes time, and how to learn to just sit back and relax. Keeping hands out of tank works a lot better at the hobbyist level than it does on a commercial level. Fan has a point there. I mean, obviously, on a commercial level, you're whatever. And at a commercial level, you want to have your hands on the corals all the time. Correct. So for Than's situation, hopefully we're gonna kill that for him, because he's gonna have a display, two big display tanks. So put whatever's going in and then stop touching. Now the rest of the place, it's kind of hard because they want to make sure there's no pest. Constantly, got to frag, as corals are growing. That sometimes corals, grow faster than you can get them out. Depending on whatever. And then you got corals you got to rotate. You can't put this coral up every live show, because then eventually you run out of none of that coral. So you have to give it time to rejuvenate and grow, and where you can get more frags. But yeah, on a commercial level, that is very hard. But on a commercial level, once again, though, this is why, even on a commercial level, the water volume that's going to be in there ain't it is going to help in that situation because you know at the end of the day that the case is it's a lot of water volume, you know, more than on a hobbyist level in their household. So there's the difference there. And you can get away with more hands in the tank because the water volume's there and it's going to just dilute to basically nothing, you know. So it is what it is on that one. Neglect is number one killer. Yes, it is. A big operation. Yes, it is. I am with you on that one. So hopefully, guys, today, that's kind of where I was at. You know, I'm glad you guys are here. Mad River Reefs, what is up? And good morning once again to all you guys that are actually in here. And thanks again to those super chats from Daily Reefing, Pat Murphy. Appreciate. Neglect is in big operation. Can I like this comment? 1,000. You can like whatever comment. Holla at your boy. Holla at your reefer boy. So yeah, appreciate it. I just kind of wanted to, you know, kind of run some things by you guys, see how you guys felt about, you know, some of the stuff. And oh, there's Miss Jamie right there. Rico, I've been testing my tank alkalinity every day, so I want to take it easy on my tests for daily, but instead once a week for my tank. Do you think I'm letting my guard down, not testing as often? No. If you, I think once a week is fine. I'm not testing daily. I'm not going to test daily. Now, there's people that want to test daily. And if you want to test daily, there's nothing wrong with testing daily. At the end of the day, if you got the time and you want to test daily, so be it. I will test daily if there's actually a situation that's going on so I can make sure that things are getting back into line on course. Once a week, I think is perfectly fine. If you're testing daily, maybe if to make you sleep at ease, maybe break it down to 2 times or 3 times every other day. You know, just work yourself until you see comfortable or until you feel comfortable, should I say, with it's okay now for me to be at once a week. That's what my personal opinion, you asked the question. I think that that's perfectly fine. I don't think you're letting your guard down at all. Because listen, I'll be honest with you. When things go bad, they go bad fast. You could have just tested 12 hours ago, woke up the next day, and the tank's wiped out. Okay, so for me, you know, you can't be scared in this hobby. You have to understand that you're going to take some L's, and you know you're going to lose things. You know, you're going to lose part of your family members. It's no different than that. You know, things happen, things die. That's part of life. And if it ain't multiple things are dying, it's just one thing. Maybe it's because there wasn't enough flow for that coral. Maybe there was some detritus packed inside. Maybe there wasn't enough flow to get nutrients to that coral that caused that coral to go ahead and check out. There's multiple reasons why things happen, but we can't put a finger on it. You know, we don't know what causes RTNN, and we don't know what causes STNN. We don't know. I've said it multiple times why pulsating zinnias pulse. You know, we don't understand that. We try to, but anyway. Okay, got to get to some construction work. Have fun day, guys. All right, you too, fan. I'm actually getting ready to get off here myself. I think I'm at an hour. I got to run up here to the store and check and see if they shipment came in. But with that being said, guys, once again, I think I will be putting out the Patreon for you guys. A lot of you guys are telling me, yes, do it. So I will be putting out a video talking about Patreon and what are some suggestions should I do for when it comes to Patreon. I'm going to want some feedback. What are some ideas when it comes to that? How you guys, I'm just curious of what you guys feel when it comes to that. I've already kind of gave up some ideas, you know, for certain, you know, this, category, you know, one-on-one personal hangout, walk me around your system, things that you might have problems with, you know, stuff like that, you know, all kinds of stuff. So there's tons of things we can do. At the end of the day, I am one person. I do want to try to continue to do all I can for any of you guys that are here, you know, supporting the channel, loving the channel, love what I do, greatly appreciate it. And if you guys didn't hit that thumbs up, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up as well. Make sure you always hit the thumbs up on videos that you are watching from any creator around the world that you are watching, that you like to enjoy watching. The best way to help and support that person's channel is always give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. It really doesn't matter as far as YouTube's concerned. The thumbs down is just more of people just trying to get under a creator's skin. But at the end of the day, as far as what it affects the overall platform, it doesn't. So make sure no matter who it is that you are actually watching, you always give them some kind of support, thumbs up, thumbs down, and always, you know, leave a question or just say something nice or whatever you liked about the video, or maybe whatever they can improve on the video, you know, stuff like that, you know. So continue to keep doing your guys' what you do. Keep showing the love and support. We greatly appreciate it. And I'm out of here. So with that being said, guys, this is Rico, Rico's Aquariums. Till next time, peace.